What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. And Manchester United have just beaten Southampton 3-0 at the St Mary's Stadium in what was I would say a very well deserved victory. Even though Southampton did play well for I would say the first 30 minutes of the game, they started quite well. They had a couple of chances, Southampton, to kind of open up Man United, but nothing really came of it. Both teams did set up in like a 4-4-2 formation. I was surprised to see Southampton not line up in a 3-5-2 or a 3-3-2-5 formation. I was surprised to see them four at the back. In the first three games of the Premier League season, we have seen Southampton in a 3-5-2 formation or three at the back. So this game they did go to a four at the back in a 4-2-3-1. And the first 30 minutes they started off quite well. They gave Man United a couple of problems. So they I think in particular Dibbling did provide Dalot a couple of problems in the first half. And Dibbling did have a good game. I was surprised to see him come off in the second half because he was giving Dalot a run for his money. He was kind of troubling Dalot a little bit in the first half. He does have a good effort which is saved by Onana in the first 7 minutes, and that's the first real chance of the game. Xerxes has a shot after Ericsson picks him out. Ericsson receives the ball from Ahmad, and Bruno finds him, but the shot is saved, unfortunately. 17 minutes gone, Ericsson swings in a corner. It comes to Mazraoui, who shoots from outside the box, but it's straight at Ramsdale. In the game, United did have a couple of opportunities through corners, which they did score from, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But in terms of the first 30 minutes, though, I did think Manchester United's press was a little bit disjointed. Southampton were moving the ball quite well in the first 30 minutes. But Man United did have a couple of opportunities on the counter. 19 minutes gone, Man United do have a counter-attack through Ahmad, who finds Bruno, but unfortunately his shot is wide. And Southampton did, like I said, start the game off pretty well for the first 30 minutes. You can see this by Southampton winning a penalty. Dibbling runs at Dalot and he gets past him, and unfortunately Dalot sticks out a leg and brings him down. And as soon as he brings him down, I'm watching the match and I said penalty straight away. And I knew straight away it was a penalty, and the referee points to the spot. It is checked by VAR and they deem it to be inside the box. So Southampton do get a penalty. And Dalot had a poor start to the game, I feel like, because Dibbling was running at him and causing him a little bit of trouble, and this just added salt to injury in terms of Dalot. So, fortunately for Manchester United, Onana does save the penalty from Archer, and to be honest with you, it was a very poor penalty. It was low to Onana's right hand side, and it was savable if you went the right way. It wasn't like in the corner or anything. It was kind of like in the middle of the Archer's left hand side or Onana's right hand side. Very savable penalty, and Southampton do get a free kick as well in the first half, they have a header which goes over the bar. And 34 minutes gone, Man United do look threatening on the counter attack. Like I said before, Xerxes has a good interchange with Marcus Rashford. He has a shot and Ramsdale has to save, and it goes out for a corner, and this is where Man United's first goal comes. 35 minutes gone, and Man United have a corner, who play it to Bruno on the edge of the box. De Ligt, you have Bruno Fernandes finding space down the left. He delivers a deep cross to the back post, and that is met by De Ligt, who powers his header down into the bottom left corner of the net, and United lead 1-0. It's a very good header by Matthijs De Ligt, who overall did have a good game, and very good pick up from Bruno Fernandes. But I do feel like as if it was poor defending from Southampton. They should have kind of it was the second phase of the corner, and they need to be picking up De Ligt and Xerxes, who are both free at the back post. You can't leave them unmarked. So it was very poor defending by Southampton, but it was a very good header by De Ligt. He has to kind of header it very accurately. There's not much power in the header because the cross is kind of moving away from him, and because the cross has backspin. So Bruno grabs an assist, De Ligt grabs a goal, and is 1-0 United. And some may say it was kind of against the run of play, and I would kind of agree to that, because Southampton, like I mentioned, did start off the game pretty well. And obviously, like, if Archer scores that penalty, which he should be scoring a penalty, you should be scoring penalties. Southampton are 1-0 up, and it's possibly a different game. You don't know what's going to happen if Southampton go 1-0 up through that penalty. Man United may have to kind of react a little bit and change their game plan a little bit. And but fortunately, that penalty was saved, and Man United go 1-0 up. Southampton are leaving gaps on the counter-attack in the first half, and Ahmad picks up the ball 40 minutes gone on, and it's a 3v3 counter-attack. Ahmad gives it Rashford, who shoots, and Ramsdale again has to save. Ramsdale did have a very good game. He saved a couple of Rashford shots in the first half and a couple in the second half as well. I think Ramsdale was probably Southampton's best player. But Manchester United do grab another goal in the 41st minute, and this is through Rashford. Rashford is allowed time and space on the edge of the box, and he curls the ball into the bottom right corner of the net. Again, this is from a corner again. Man United grab a corner. It comes in from Eriksen, and Ahmad picks it up on the edge of the box, and he plays it to Marcus Rashford, who curls it in, and it comes off the post. And it's very poor defending again from Southampton. They didn't close down Rashford quick enough, and Manchester United do go 2-0 up. Possibly again, you could say Man United were a little bit lucky to be going into half-time 2-0 up. But United again do grab another corner in the 43rd minute. A couple minutes later, it comes to Mazraoui, who floats it in and finds Dalot, who squares it to De Ligt, and the shot again is saved by Ramsdale. And I think that should have been 3-0, to be honest with you, because Dalot has a lot of space after Mazraoui finds him from that corner. Again, Southampton not playing the second phase of the corner really well, and they need to be picking up the men better. And I think it's Dalot who finds space in the box. He squares it to De Ligt, and the pass is read by Ramsdale, and he follows De Ligt. And De Ligt, he has a shot saved by Ramsdale. And to be honest with you, it should have been 3-0, and that should have been game. But in terms of the halftime summary, I felt like Southampton were pressing really well and gave Man United a couple of problems, especially dribbling down the right hand side, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just have a look. Dribbling was kind of playing pretty well. This is down Southampton's right hand side and down Manchester United's left hand side against Dalot. So yeah, in terms of the first half, I do think that Southampton were kind of unlucky to be going into the break 2-0 down. But like I said before, if you score that penalty, then the game's a different story. In terms of Man United's build-up play, I thought it was slow and lacked that cutting edge. In the first 30 minutes, Southampton were the better side, but Man United had a good, strong end to the first half. In terms of shots, Man United had 11 shots to Southampton's 6, and in terms of shots on target, Man United had 8 shots on target compared to Southampton's 4 shots on target. So Man United did have a strong end to the first half. In terms of the second half, kicks off and Ahmad plays Mazraoui down the right hand side. This is 48 minutes gone and his shot is wide. Mazraoui, I felt like, had a good game as well. He had a couple of chances. He was getting forward pretty well, and he was probably unlucky to come away with no goal and no assist. Mazraoui was decent again. I feel like he had a good game against, I think, Fulham as well. He was good against Southampton today as well. 50 minutes gone and Manchester United again have a counter-attack. This time it's Rashford running at the defence, and his shot is deflected for a corner. And again, Rashford, 60 minutes gone, has a shot from outside the box, and Ramsdale has to save it yet again. 63rd minute, Dibbling comes off for Lallana, and I was pretty surprised by this substitution because I do felt like Dibbling was causing Dalot a couple of problems, and I was surprised to see him come off. Ugarte then comes on for Eriksen, making his Manchester United debut. Eriksen and Mainu did start in midfield. I did want Ugarte and Mainu to start, but Eriksen, I felt like, had a very tidy game, very good in possession, and didn't make too many mistakes. I don't know his pass accuracy, Eriksen's, but I do feel like as if it would have been in the high 80s or high 90s. So yeah, Eriksen was pretty tidy on the ball. Evans does come on for Martinez, and what's strange is that you kind of see the squad depth that Man United have at the moment. If you see Evans coming on for Martinez, who has to play left back, and that says a lot about our squad depth when you've got kind of when you've got Evans to come on to play a left back for the remaining minutes of the game. Maguire does come on as well for Mazraoui, and Dalot then shifts to right back. And in terms of later on in the game, 79th minute, Stevens gets a red card for a late high challenge on Garnacho, and to be honest, I think it is a little bit deserved. He's shown a straight red card after he dives in and makes a high sliding challenge on Garnacho. The defender catches the winger high with his studs on the sideline, and the referee shows no hesitation in showing the Saints skipper a straight red, and it's gone from bad to worse. They're 2-0 down, and now they're down to 10 men, and Jack Stevens, he's going to be suspended for the next couple of games for Southampton. And the game kind of goes out into nothing. Ugarte did come on, like I said, he made his Man United debut for about 20 minutes on the pitch. He came on in the 73rd minute and had about 20 minutes on the pitch, and he looked good as well. He won the ball back a couple of times, which was quite impressive in Southampton's kind of in the middle third, where Southampton could look like as if they were going to go on the break, but Ugarte wins it back. It was pretty comfortable in the last couple of minutes because, you know, Southampton are down to 10 men. And Ugarte, he wins the ball back, and Bruno has a shot in the 88th minute, but it's wide. Xerxes has a free shot in the 91st minute in the box. Mainu plays him in after some great work by Ahmad down the right hand side. Ahmad had a very good game as well. He comes away the game with an assist, and he was very lively, Ahmad. And Xerxes, like I said, has a shot, but the defender blocks it, and that should have been 3-0 as well. And Xerxes has a good game as well. His link-up play, dropping off from the front line and into midfield, and kind of picking up the ball from the midfielders and then linking up the wingers. I felt like Xerxes was pretty good. And finally, Man United grabbed their third goal through Garnacho. 96 minutes gone, and Garnacho grabs a goal through Dalot. And Casemiro has time on the edge of the box, and he plays it to Dalot, who is in space, and squares it back across to Garnacho, who puts it in. I think it's Southampton's right back, or someone is playing Dalot onside, and it's a very poor goal for Southampton to give up again, because Dalot is in acres of space after he's been played onside by a Southampton defender on the right side, and that's 3-0, and that's the icing on the cake. And Garnacho makes no mistake with the finish, top right corner, and it's 3-0, and that's the game. In terms of the full-time summary, in terms of players in general, I do feel like as if De Ligt was man of the match. He was very impressive, Matthias De Ligt. He had a very good game. He was covering the space well. He kept Archer and the Southampton attacking players pretty quiet. So De Ligt had a very good game in my opinion. Ahmad also had a very good game. I think he's unlucky to come away with only one assist. He probably deserved a goal as well, but his attacking prowess on the right hand side wasn't very good. One kind of thing I can point out, which was a little bit frustrating, was he kept cutting onto his left foot, which is expected because he is left footed, so he kind of wants to cut in and shoot often with his left foot. But it would be nice to see if he can add some variety to his game and goes down the right hand side a little bit and kind of swings in across with his right foot. But in terms of that, Xerxes' link-up play was very good as well. Xerxes, I felt like as if he's a little bit unlucky to come away with no goal and no assist. I think he had like three clear-cut chances to kind of to kind of score a goal, and unfortunately he comes away with no goal and no assist. Rashford also was kind of very lively as well. He had a very good game. He had very good couple of shots at Ramsdale, who has to save him. Very good shots on target, and Rashford is also unlucky away. Also unlucky to be only coming away with one goal. And yeah, I think it's Rashford's most impressive game so far. Very good to see some link-up play between Rashford and Xerxes. And like I mentioned before, Xerxes very unlucky to come away, very unlucky not to get a goal. His link-up play definitely deserved a goal in this game. But in terms of the back four, what's very interesting to see, you see Mazraoui, De Ligt, Martinez and Dalot kind of start. And then at the end of the game, you've got a completely different back four. You've got Dalot, Casemiro, Maguire and Evans. And that just shows you kind of the lack of squad depth that, in my opinion, Manchester United have at the moment. Because you've got Casemiro, who is a central midfielder playing at centre-back. You've got Maguire playing at centre-back as well, who in my opinion isn't good enough. And then you've got Evans, who's like 36 years old, playing at left back. And that just shows you the squad depth that Man United have right now in terms of finishing the game. You need, like, Man United don't even have a left back fit at the moment. Luke Shaw and Malassi are still out injured. And so, in terms of squad depth, I don't think Man United have too much squad depth to be competing for the Champions League places at this moment in time. But in terms of the game, that's a clean sheet, which is very good. Second clean sheet of the season. An honourable mention goes to Martinez as well. I felt like as if his one-on-one defending was very good, and hopefully none of them are injured, and it's all precautionary with regards to Mazraoui, De Ligt and Martinez. They all had to come off. But them three did have decent games. Dalot was a little bit shaky in my opinion. Bruno Fernandes was a little bit quiet. But in terms of the attacking players, Diallo and Xerxes and Rashford were pretty good. And that's a clean sheet, 3 points, job done. And Man United have not managed to ruin our weekend, and now they move on to a game in the EFL Cup against, I think it's Barnsley if I'm not mistaken. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it is against Barnsley. This is at Old Trafford on Tuesday. So hopefully Man United can win that one as well. Man United end the game with 6 points in the Premier League. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.